Hey guys, it's Tommy here from Saleslucky.com. Today, what we're talking about right now is your warm call or cold call. And right now, we're going to be breaking down the tactics of how to break down a cold call script or pitch, okay? Now, I do believe that the best kind of sales is always going to be conversational. But when you're starting out, especially, it's helpful to have a script to go off of because that way you know what's coming next and you have some structure to go off of. But as you get more skilled and more confident, you can develop your own style, and what will happen is you'll be able to just have regular conversations. Your sales conversations will basically be like more everyday conversations, and it'll feel natural, and you won't have as much of a need to have a script anymore. But to start off, just some key ideas around your initial pitch is that keep in mind you have about like 5 to 7 seconds when you connect with your prospect to mention a value proposition or a couple keywords that are going to spark the interest of your prospect. That's going to get them intrigued to allow you to buy another 10, 15, 20 seconds of their time to share with them your value proposition and your pitch, okay? So you want to say something engaging in the first 5, 10 seconds to buy you another 20, 30 seconds that'll buy you the follow-up meeting with them, okay? So it's a series of tiny sales that happen along the sales process. Now, at the end of your pitch, what you can do is you can either directly ask for the meeting, or in my experience, what I've noticed to be extremely uh, effective, but you need to figure this out and make it make sense for the product or service that you're selling. But what it basically is that at the end of your pitch, what you can do is offer something of value, whether it's a sample, a report, product, um, a case study where it would add value in their lives, and you're not just throwing not a blank, but like a standard PDF that you send to everybody. Send a case study that's relevant for them, something of value to them, right? Or maybe it could be calling them to offer them a free trial. Whatever it is, on that initial pitch, at the end of that call, you can offer them something of value. And then once you've given them something, what you're going to do is induce reciprocity. And this is so powerful. I've experienced when targeting the right people who can use um, the product, I've noticed 80 plus percent, 90 plus percent conversion rates with this, and that's no bullshit. This is effective when you're targeting the right person, when you're adding value. Um, what you'll do is you'll offer them something, and after you offer it to them, ask, if I give this to you, is it okay if I follow up for some feedback? Next week or the week after, something like that, where you're giving something of value and then you're asking for feedback. 90 plus percent of the time, if not every single time, they're going to say yes if you're giving them something of genuine value, okay? And that's what I experienced as closing sales rep, as a account executive, if you will, when I was working and selling procurement market research. So, okay, so to kick it off with a pitch, we can use an example like my previous job at Procurement IQ. So I would call somebody and say, "Hi, is this Bob?" Yes. "Hey, Bob, this is Tommy calling from procurementsales.com. The reason I was calling was because we actually work with organizations and help provide them market intelligence on close to 1,000 categories of goods and services. And the main aim of my call was to actually send over a sample report on something that you might be working on. What are you currently working on at the moment?" And then shut up. And then because you're asking them a question, you're controlling that conversation. There's a good chance that they are going to answer that question, because we've all been conditioned since kids to answer questions at school with our families, parents, whatever it might be. So let's say they say, well, I'm buying laptops right now. Do you have anything on laptops? I'll say, let me see. Yep, absolutely. Got a report here on laptops. I'll send that over to you right away. And if I send that over to you, is it okay if I follow up for some feedback next week or the week after? 99% of the time, when you've done this right, when you've targeted the right person, knowing that they have a high likelihood of using your product, or it's their job to stay up to date on tools or resources like this, and you're offering them something of value and asking for something back, like a feedback call, 99% of the time, if you've done those things right and you're offering something of genuine value, they're going to say yes to your follow up, okay? And then on that next follow up call, because both of you have agreed to show up on that call, it's not like the cold call anymore. You have permission for those 30 minutes or an hour or 45 minutes to engage in conversation. That's where you'll start really selling, okay? But wanted to create this video here just to share with you guys what a warm call or cold call pitch initially could look like. And instead of inducing reciprocity, which I highly, highly recommend if you can do that within your company that you're working for or the product or service that you're selling. Otherwise, you can go directly and ask for the meeting or the demonstration. And again, it'd be something like this. Hey, is this Bob? Yep. Who's this? Hey, Bob, this is Tommy calling from procurementsales.com. The reason I was calling was because we actually work with organizations and help provide them market intelligence on close to 1,000 categories of goods or services. And the main aim of my call was to actually schedule a more appropriate time to share with you how we're helping similar organizations from that perspective, and also see if it might be a good fit for us to engage. As far as your schedule goes, how does next week or the week after sound? So something like that, you can go straight into and book that meeting. But I've just personal experience, I prefer inducing reciprocity, offering something of value and asking for something back. That is incredibly effective. It's one of the 7 like principles in Robert Cialdini's book Influence, which is an incredible, incredible book. Highly recommend you check it out. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to cover with you guys today. As far as the handling objections and all that, I will create another blog post on that. But basically, what you want to do generally for handling objections is just turning that objection around and replying to them in a form of a question. Because again, questions, you're able to control the conversation, you're able to direct the conversation. And let's say you give them your pitch and they say, oh, I don't have a budget right now. Or they say, I'm already using something. You can then be like, oh, that's interesting. You said you don't have a budget right now. When do you guys have budget? Or when is your a calendar year or fiscal year start? Or can you help me understand? I certainly wasn't looking to make a sale at this moment, but merely to help you help you gain awareness of what's out there in the marketplace. And then finish it with the question: would next week or the week after be an appropriate time for you? You want to respond back in a question for the most part, because then it allows them to clarify things. If they said, for example, oh, we're already using something, you can ask them, oh, that's great. Curious, which provider are you guys currently using? And then they'll answer, and then you can ask them further, oh, what do you like about them? Or what are some things you'd like to see improved from their service? And then engage in a dialogue and see if there might be an opportunity to help, and I hope this helps you guys with engaging in your cold or warm calls, and just opening up opportunities and really just opening up dialogue to see if you can help people. And remember, at the end of the day, if you're not able to genuinely help someone, step away from that and help. Spend your time where you can help other people who would need your service or is a good fit. All right, so there you guys go. and hope you enjoy the rest of the content. Make sure to share, subscribe, and like as well.